welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Laurent Boukobza and today I'm going to present the second movement of the 23rd Piano Sonata Opus 57, also called Appassionata. This second movement is an andante con moto. Con means with and moto means movement. So it's an andante that needs to move forward. This second movement is a theme and variation. In a funny way, Beethoven writes the theme but doesn't write variation 1, variation 2. To him, it's so obvious that he doesn't even take the time to write each variation. Each variation will have two halves which will be repeated. And I insist that this repetition needs to be done because every time we can show something different. So one of the mistakes I hear a lot is students playing extremely slow like this. It says con moto, he doesn't want that type of tempo. At measure 3, we have a double dotted rhythm as opposed to just simple dotted rhythm. Let's listen to that. Now simple. He wants something with a little more tension. So he makes the difference between the double dotted and the not double dotted. And it's important because on the second half, he doesn't want that. So we really need to pay attention to the difference between the double dotted and the simple dotted. At measure 5, there's something absolutely gorgeous. I want to share it with you. The accent is here. When in fact the musical tension is here. So what is Beethoven thinking? He's thinking that he wants that with the two notes slur at the left hand, but he doesn't want that to be on the theme. So we have two elements that confront each other. The melodic line, here, and now the left hand answers. And there's that rest at the end. The same way we had the rest at the end of the theme in the first movement, remember? In here. It's the same in here. At the end of the first half of the theme, he writes rest for both hands, and at the end of the second half of the themes, he writes also the rest. So Beethoven means it. What I like in the first variation is how Beethoven pushes the limit of harmony by overlapping the theme and its accompaniment, but in fact the theme will kind of disappear because it's on 8th notes with rests, but the left hand is all the way legato, and naturally we want to do the opposite, but that's not what's written. Measure 17. So let's listen now to this first variation slowly and to hear all the dissonances that Beethoven creates by putting the left hand off beat. But here comes the best one. I show this. Of course, it's not exactly presented this way, and I'll let you discover how that variation number 1 develops. Then we go to variation number 2. If you remember what I said about the theme, that the left hand takes over on that section, Beethoven says, hey, pay attention to the left hand because it means something to me. Here he's going to show that the right hand has the theme, but the left hand is all legato. At the left hand, 2 notes slur, and so on. So now we're to variation 3. This variation is beautiful in so many ways. This time we don't have any repeats. It's because Beethoven will do the repeat by exchanging hands. So when the left hand has the accompaniment, right hand has the theme, then the repeat, that will be the opposite. It's going to keep the same format of 16 measures, but it's going to invert them. The second is that we have these accents of beats, typical with Beethoven, but we're going to also have the first forte. We have that beautiful chord that's going to develop to the climax, and I'll talk about it in a second. He brings it by the chord before. Gorgeous. At that point, we're really in romantic period. I know it's the classical period, technically speaking, but it's actually romanticism. So let me play a little bit for you. Forte. Right, so now there's the connection of the right hand. And now the theme is going to be left hand. And he repeats. So he really means those harmonies. And I'm going to show you just the arrival of climax because it's absolutely gorgeous. I can't pass that. It's called the blue note in Chopin. That's minor 7th chord. And he uses that on the climax fortissimo. So it's not by chance. And now recap of the theme from the beginning, which allows him to go to the third movement. No stop. Let's see how Beethoven goes to that last movement. So diminished 7th, huge interrogation, fermata, and then suddenly, surprising. Remember, I called this sonata the Tempest and not the Appassionata? Listen to this. You see how it sounds a lot more like a Tempest than actually just Appassionata? Let's now enjoy the second movement without interruptions. Sorry, I know it's frustrating to end, but I couldn't cut it right before the third movement, but I couldn't play the whole third movement because I want to present it, which is what I will do next week for you in this sonata. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and my performance. Of course, you can follow me on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, or on my website as it shows below, www.laurentboukobza.net. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel to share it all around you. Also, please write comments on what you thought of what I said. Once I have a lot of questions, then I answer with another video as I've done so many times. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week for the third movement of this Appassionata that I call Tempest from Beethoven. Thank you. Bye bye now.